Welcome back everyone to Planet Plays the Beorning, and today we have Eowyn who has 3 quests for us, and I think we will take the burdens of Underharrow.
I have need of your aid.
When we are prepared, the path my people must take to Dunharrow is through the Harrowdale. I have sent several of my men through the valley already, and they work even now to ensure that a suitable camp is prepared for those who travel to Dunharrow. Ellen Fremedon holds Underharrow along our path, and I have already sent word to ready supplies and beds for the passing. She is not fond of me, of this I am sure, but I cannot help but make demands in such dire times. If you would aid her, perhaps that would assuage some of her frustration and allow us to depart sooner. Alright, now we will take care of that. And in addition, we will also be taking care of Book 12.1, which are the burdens of Underharrow. So those would fit well together, and that's why I've decided to take that one now. We're getting pretty close to 88 when we'll be needing to do the next part of the epic, so we might as well do it now. Let's head out, and first of all, see if I can navigate these streets on a war speed. It's never an obviously easy task, especially if I forget which way I am going. Yikes! 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 Yeah, that's not the way. Especially when the game forgets where I am located. Alright, let's get out of here. Once we're on the open road, we won't have to worry about getting stuck anymore. So it is time to be off and on our way to Underharrow, which is the next section. And that'll be up this way. Let's add a little dash to it. It says, after you have helped the people of the Entway travel to the entrance of Underharrow, which is Book 12, Chapter 1, so it'll be the beginning of Book 12, and then the Burns of Underharrow, and we'll worry about word Adoras later. And we're doing this at night. Oh joy! And fortunately we don't have a ton of enemies down here, since let's face it, they are planning on using this as a safe passage. So if this were filled with orcs and the like, well, it wouldn't exactly be the safest place in which to send your people. Yes, I know what happened in Kingsfeld, and everybody got slaughtered on the road and all that stuff, but I'm sure that Eowyn is hoping to avoid that a second time. Alright, let's see. Up this way. And I think we are getting close to our destination. I can only hope. And yeah, here we go. I think we're getting close to Underharrow now. Whoops! Hello, Horn!
We have arrived. Now we must find Ellen Fremedon.
We must find her and hope that the tapestry of her and Eowyn wove for us was an exaggeration. I must confess that her distaste for the woman strikes me as rather strange. By all accounts, Ellen Fremedon has never spoken against the good of Rohan, and has been nothing but loyal to the kingdom and to her husband Dunharrow. Indeed, she is a minstrel of no small skill herself. I heard her play the fiddle once in Aylesworth several years ago, and she made it sing in a way I have never heard before nor since. Still, make no mistake, these are unwelcome tidings we bring. Even the most reasonable lady will not be pleased to hear the news that many scores of folk are seeking shelter in her hall. Well, you got a point with that. So let's head up and speak with Ellen Fremeden. And first of all, let's tag
These
the
are
stable
desperate
master.
times for the Rohirrim.
Yes. And she doesn't have a fiddle with her. She has a lute with her instead. But when you consider that they have not yet implemented fiddles in the game, I think that if they ever implement fiddles in the game, they should change this lute to a fiddle. But I'm sure they'll forget about that when and if that time ever comes. Alright, let's start with Burns of Underharrow.
If you will help us, then do so. If not, be gone.
So Eowyn believes it enough aid to send you here? How thoughtful of her. As the warriors and my husband are away, if you wish to be put to work, I have no shortage of it for you. Oh, thank you for the sarcasm and for the greeting. And also, what about this?
Your tidings are over late, bringer of ill news.
Great, we've got two different voices for her here. The main one for the epic, and then probably the generic one that's being used for the other voice. Your tidings are over late, bringer of ill news. Ever since early this morn, ragged folk have been pouring into Underharrow, bringing hungry mouths and sad tales. I will not close my gates to them, for the word of Theoden King is law, and Dunher, my husband, would be wroth if I disobey the Lord of the Mark. I will do my duty, but Eowyn cannot expect me to be pleased about sheltering so many. You perhaps can provide some help to me in return for this hospitality. The blacksmith, Ordwald, is forging weapons and armor by the hall to the south. Go to him, and carry the heavy barrels of swords, armors, and spears back to me. Okay. Now I'm in fetch and carry. So let's go to the blacksmith, and the smithy is over there, as you can see with those lights in those small buildings. And I noticed how they put the smithy as far away from the rest of the town as possible. I mean, you have to get to it over a bridge because it's on the other side of the river. Now I can understand it being near a river so they could get plenty of water. Alright. Well, I would think that they would have put it downriver from the town instead of upriver, but that's beside the point. Alright, let's take a barrel of swords. And let's bring this across. Now, technically, I think this is a footbridge, but we got these chains here, so probably I should take the wagon side anyway. I'm thinking that is intended for foot traffic on the corners so that foot traffic could get across without being run over by wagons. So I don't think travel over this bridge is all that busy, so I'm sure that it's not unusual for people to go by foot along the center path. And of course, I could be completely wrong on the matter. Alright, there's one down. So let's head back and take her to the next one. Hey, didn't I have to do things like this for the orcs in Isengard or something like that? Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that. Well then, let's head into the next one. Let's see. Where are we? Ah, here we go. Some armor! Oh, goody! Let's bring a big barrel of heavy armor. Yeah, this time I'm taking the main side of the bridge. Yeah, especially when you consider... Look at this here. On this side of the bridge, there's absolutely nothing. On this side of the bridge, it's wider there. That has to be intended for foot traffic. But only allows one lane of travel, so I guess if foot traffic's going in both directions, one of them is going to have to either take the main path or wait for the other one, or they'll try to squeeze by each other. Whatever works. Alright, and boy, this armor is heavy. And that is... Alright, that's 2 down. And now we need a barrel of spears. Yes, spears. Let's speed this up a little bit. Yeah. Let's charge! And let's get those spears. That would be more appropriate for my warden, I guess, who could use a few spears. Yes, alright, we might as well. But look, yeah, okay, I guess the chains are high enough so that I can get under them without too much trouble. But we got this barrel of spears. Now, I have to tell you that I think this barrel is a very, very untenable container for holding spears. I mean, look at this. I can't believe that I'm capable of bringing all these spears in this barrel without dropping a single one of them. It just looks like that center of gravity is above the lip of the barrel, and we're getting all this jostling going around. Yes, those spears are just going to fall out. That is just my opinion on the matter. Alright, there you go.
I see the question in your eyes.
Yes. Why have you toiled to bring these barrels here? Why does the sweat so sting your eyes? What good has it done to carry these weapons and armor to me, where they will stay? It has done no good, Pineclaw. By gift of birth, Éowyn commands some little measure of respect, and I give it to her. But she has sent only trouble to Harrowdale. Do you see these swords and spears? Do you see this armor? She has sent me townfolk and children, the aged and the infirm. She has sent no warriors. She has sent no one to wield the bright blade or brandish the sharp spear. These folk will die just as easily here as in Adoras. There is no purpose to this migration. If my husband falls, and those who ride with the king are defeated, there is no safety at all in Rohan. This is the cause of my reproach, Pineclaw. Éowyn plays at war, as she always has, but there are women in Rohan who truly know what is at stake. I am one of these. Whew.
Enough words. I've spoken plainly and I've nothing more to say.
That's right. But before you talk to this horn fellow,
There is work to be done here.
as you can see, Underharrow is playing host to far too many. Worse still, little has been done to ensure the safety since the men rode out west. As I see it, to house so many here with no means to defend them is lacking in even the most basic strategy. Éowyn will not hear it, the foolish girl. Being thrust into leadership means not that you are a wise leader. Ah, but you wish to listen to my concern? Very well. We have not much time, but let's have a talk. Right? The fiddle and the drum. Where's the fiddle and where's the drum?
Long at odds with the glory-seeking Éowyn, Ellen Fremedon of Underharrow finds herself overwhelmed by the task of sheltering the helpless of Rohan.
What brings you to these lands?
Come, let us talk of other things. Walk with me, Pineclaw. My husband, Dunhere, has ridden to the Westfold, leaving the Harrowdale in my hands. Lady Éowyn has sent the people of Kingstead here to me for shelter as they wait to travel to Dunharrow. Alright. We have waited long enough. The people of Rohan suffer, but what am I to do? Underharrow is far too small to shelter them all, but I cannot turn them away. I have tried to bring them joy through my music, but the strings have not sung to my people as they once did. Yeah, I guess not. I wonder what delays Éowyn. The girl is likely off meddling with problems she has no business solving. And for what? Glory? She would do well to learn from her people are of greater importance than her foolish charges. With her men gone to war, Underharrow stands defenseless. Well, there is that. Hopefully they can resolve this. I worry for my people, and I know I alone cannot keep them safe. Alright. Come, I wish to look upon the Snowborn. The Snowborn, I presume, is the name of the river, which has the namesake of that town we were at earlier. Yeah, the Snowborn sort of does a strange term there. Alright, so here's the Snowborn, which I guess is a reasonable name for a river. Alas, if only my troubles could flow away in such currents. But our journey will only take us further upstream. Dunberg, what are you doing wielding such things? Mother, have I not talked about this? Now is the time to aid our people, not to run wildly through the Harrowdale with a dagger. But mother, dead men! The dead men! Nonsense! Now return to the hall and help the people settle in. I shall be there soon, my dear. Put those things away. Lady Éowyn would believe me. The dead men are in the valley. Ah, Dunberg.
Our mission is dire.
I am sorry, Pineclaw. No matter how I try to sway her, my daughter idolizes Éowyn. While I admire her passion, she is still too young of an age to follow such a charge. Come, let us return to the mead hall. There we can talk more about what is to be done. Alright. Back to the mead hall. Alright, and apparently, yeah. Oh. Okay. We're back.
If you will help us, then do so. If not, be gone.
Yes, well, now you know all that you need to know about us. We have little more time to idly speak. The burdens of Aedoras have fallen on Underharrow, and if you would aid us, I would be grateful. Alright, let's see what we have here. Ah, yes, another one of these things where take the vitality over the agility. And what was the armor value? Yeah, yes, a significant increase.
There is work to be done here.
And it looks like we hit level 88. Yes. Before you arrived, I had a feast prepared for the refugees from Aedoras, as well as my own people. With so many taking shelter here, it is hardly a full meal for any of them, but it is all we can spare. If you would, gather the food in the mead hall and set the tables for the refugees. I prefer some amount of decorum, even in my hall is destined to be slathered by filth and overrun with more people than it has ever housed. Let them feast, Pineclaw. They need the hope, and I need the silence out here. Okay, well, we will worry about that in a minute, because I would like to speak the horn for deciding exactly what we are going to be doing. Hello, Horn.
I did not think to find Ellen Fremedon so cold. We should aid her if we can.
No one No one save the forces of Saruman are to blame for the unenviable situation for which you find ourselves, but I understand her frustration. We should aid her, if we can. I spoke with some of the folk of Underharrow while you were recovering equipment from the blacksmith, and they told me of a group of orcs and wargs that have threatened the peace of Dunharrow. The townfolk have been used to these folks lurking in the mountains, but of late they have journeyed too near the towns for comfort. Dealing with these creatures will allow us to send two messages, one no less important than the other. The first is a severe warning to the orcs of the Harrowdale is not theirs for the taking. The second message is for Ellen Fremedon, telling her that she does not stand alone. Her worries are ours, and she needs not give up hope of survival. Let's defeat orcs and wargs in Harrowdale, Pineclaw. Collect tokens from each, so that we may send these two messages. I also wish to see the Dark Door of Dunharrow. I will meet you near it, for only the few will speak of it, and then only in whispers. It fills me with curiosity. So it does. Well, what we will do is we will start by setting the meals and all that, and that's going to eventually send us into areas where we could pick up sigils. And that will be our task for the next episode of Piney Plays of the Beorning.